Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Ben from Lumen Swap, lead educator there, and also the founder of Bullring Crypto. This video is the most exciting video for me. I absolutely love talking about this. I love getting my head into percentages, annual percentage yield, yield farming, all of that stuff. I really buzz off it, as you probably can tell. I'm amped up doing this. The reason I haven't got the little webcam I'm showing today is I'm having a bad hair day, right? So I didn't want to show my ugly mush to everyone. Joking aside, while you're watching this, guys, just be aware, please. This is not financial advice. I know I have to keep saying it. It's not financial advice. I am a passionate crypto student, been in the space for about 4.5 years, and I've made some horrendous mistakes and had some good gains. And I've learned a lot of lessons on the way. The things that I've kind of worked out, I pass on to other people, and I use video as a medium to do that, right? So watch this, extract from it what you want, and go off and do what works for you, okay? This is, like I say, categorically not financial advice. If we remember, for those people that have watched video 1 and video 2 in this series, you will remember we spoke about APR in the first video. APR just being a standard annual percentage rate that many of us are used to. What we did in that video, just to recap, is we provided a liquidity provision into a liquidity pool with half of our Hippo tokens and half of our Lion tokens. Yeah, 50-50 split into that pool. We made a return, because we provided liquidity, of 30 cents per day, hardly inspiring on our $1,000 that we'd put into that pool, but nevertheless, it worked out at an APR of 10.95% over the space of a year, which is way more than we could expect from, a traditional high street bank. We had our investment of $1,000, $500 of Hippo, $500 of Lion, and that worked out after 1 year to be $1,109, yeah, 50 cents, which was our return of 10.95%. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start delving into APY. And this is what blew my mind and what will blow your mind, because I was never exposed to annual percentage yield, APY, annual percentage yield, when I was just bumbling about working for, the ambulance service and other things that I've done in the past. I just had no idea this even existed. So as soon as I kind of started working out, oh my goodness, we can start compounding and having these different intervals where we stack our rewards back into our principal, we can really exponentially grow our returns. And I was just mind blown, and I hope that you are today. So off we go on this journey in this video. So a liquidity providing example. When we're talking about APY, I've put here, this is where it gets exciting. Let's add some compounding to the liquidity provision that we have just looked at, the 10.95% return. And what this means is that we're simply claiming our rewards that we're getting, and we are taking them out, so we're just hitting claim, taking them out, and we're putting them back into the pool with our existing investment. So we put in $1,000. If we after a period, if we took out our rewards and put them in there, we'd have 1,000 plus the rewards we'd put in. Okay, so if we take our 30 cents daily reward out and compound it daily, we now get to $115.70. Yeah, so 11.57% we would jump up to after return after 1 year, which is an additional $6.2, right? Hardly inspiring again, but it is more. So you can see, as you add these compounding events, you can actually increase your return, even with something very, very small like 30 cents a day. We can make, an additional few dollars a year. Of course, you may be putting in more than $1,000, and of course you may be earning more than this 0.01% that we spoke about, that makes up your 30 cents on those $3,000 fees that were created in video number 2. Okay, so when we think it's hardly inspiring, we were wrong. It is incredibly inspiring when we start looking underneath the hood. We need to change a few of the inputs, a few of the variables to include a yield farming reward, but this is where it gets funky. This is where it gets fruity. This is where your juices start flowing. So we're going to assume that Jungle Farm, if you remember, Jungle Farm was the farm that we used as our example, non-existent farm out there in the cryptoverse, but it's also the one that I'm using as my example. So it has a native token called PAMP. Yeah, I like the word PAMP. I think it's cool. So Jungle Farm's native token is called PAMP. When you supply your liquidity on Jungle Farm to the Hippo and Lion LP pool, you will get your 0.3% network fee, which we did in video 2, and an additional amount of PAMP. This is to incentivize you to put your assets in this specific pool. So what they're doing here, the founders of Jungle Farm are saying, look, we want you to come to us and put your assets in Jungle Farm. We don't want you to put it into Desert Farm or Ocean Farm. We want you to put it into Jungle Farm. And we're going to incentivize you with our PAMP token. Yeah, you can get this PAMP token by putting into this pool. So now we're looking at dual rewards, and this is where it gets particularly interesting. So the dual rewards are your network fees and PAMP. Generally speaking, network fees will be paid out in the native farm, in the native farm token, so in PAMP as well. So that you'll get them, but they'll be paid in PAMP. And the reason for this is that they can use the assets that the Lion and the Hippo to buy their native asset, buying support, support to it. If you just keep using every time there's fees and you're using that to buy the native token and to provide it as the reward, you are giving buying support to that token rather than it just being all about selling, which it can be when it's a reward farming token. So just to go over this again, let's assume you still have your $1,000, $500 each side in Hippo and Lion LP pool, and Jungle Farm are providing 2 million PAMP tokens every 30 days as an additional incentive. What happens here is it doesn't generally work on days. It will work on what's called a block height. So they can say on block such and such we begin the rewards, on block such and such we end the rewards. And this is what enables these protocols to have limited time farms. Okay, they can start at one block and end at one block and put a certain amount of rewards in that period of blocks. Over on Stellar, it works on a ledger, very, very similar kind of principle, certain amount of ledgers every day, and there will be the ledger number, a ledger hash that it will start on, a ledger hash that it can finish on. That's how they can do it over on Stellar, in case you were wondering. So what we're going to also do here is we're going to say that the PAMP is worth $1. Okay, it's going to be highly volatile. The chances are that if it's a farming token, it will go up and down like a horse draws. Excuse the expression, but you got the idea. It will go up and down, and it will likely go, if the emissions are too high, down quite heavily. So that's something for you to be aware of. This is not going to be stationary over a year, but we must use some fixed numbers so that we can provide, or I can provide you with an example. So we're going to just assume that PAMP is worth $1 and it stays that way through the course of 1 year. So when we look at the 2 million PAMP tokens over 30 days, this is, believe it or not, 66666. So if you like 666s and sixes, you are in business here, So again, pushing the jokes aside, 66,666 PAMP tokens per day are being provided by Jungle Farm into the Hippo and Lion LP pool. I hope everyone is sticking with me on this, okay? So now you've got your network fees and these additional tokens. The next slide, we go back again to video number 2, and we remember that it was a 10 million TVL. total value locked. That means that it's a combined sum of all of the liquidity tokens, liquidity pool tokens that we have put in there, because liquidity pools are bootstrapping the community's liquidity, right? So we are putting our tokens in there, and this value equates to 10 million. Yeah, $10 million in the pool. So we still have our $1,000 share, which means it's 0.01. Yeah, 0.01%. So we are getting a 0.01% of the 66,666 pump, which balances or equates to $6.66 a day. Because remember, we said it was $1. Okay, so you're getting $6.66 worth of PAMP and your 30 cents worth of fees per day. As I said, highly likely to be paid to you in PAMP as well. The total daily rewards now is $6.96. You've jumped right up from having 30 cents a day, which is just your liquidity provision, to yield farming, yeah, which is an entirely different beast. You are now yield farming and you are getting $6.96 per day based on your $1,000, which of course is 0.696%. 0.696%. Moving on, if all of the variables stay equal, they never do. I've gone through that already, I don't need to say it again. We can conclude that you would receive $6.96 by 365, right? Every single day you are getting $6.96. So that's 2,540 or 254% APR after 1 year. Standard, yeah, standard return. That's if you're just scraping them rewards off, putting them into the bank, scraping, putting them into the bank. You've got yourself 2,540 APR after 1 year, which is pretty cool. Yeah, that's your return on top of your 1,000. So your principal and interest after that year would be $3,540. Not bad at all. Happy days, right? Happy days. Way more than we could get elsewhere. Let's suggest we decided to compound our interest, right? This APR now, what's the difference between APR and APY? Remember what I taught you? I taught you that it was to include compounding intervals. So let's decide that we're going to compound on a monthly basis. That would be 12, yeah, because there's 12 months in a year, 12 monthly compounds. Your return would jump to a staggering $10,017.08. Remember, this is APY, annual percentage yield, compound intervals, 901% or 901.7% return. But there is more. There is more. We can go another level. And the next level, guys, is that we can go to a daily compounding. This is when we're pulling out our rewards on a daily basis and we're putting them back into the pool. So what this would look like in terms of an action is we would take our $6.96, we would split that $6.96 into $3 and basically 50 cents, yeah, $3.48 to be precise, $3.48 of Hippo, $3.48 of Lion. We would make another liquidity pool token, we would add it in. That's how it would work. We would take out, we would create the LP token, additional LP, we'd put it back into the pool to earn interest on that. And we would do this on a daily basis. Maybe, just maybe, this is blowing your mind already. Maybe you're still stuck on this one going, oh my goodness, it's 10,000. Yeah, I've only put 1,000 in. And yes, so I say return here, this is return of interest plus principal, okay? So just so you're aware of that, it's not just interest there, that's your 1,000 plus the 901%. So we go back here and we take our 696, and reinvest them on a daily basis, doing what I've just said with the liquidity pool token. And the total balance after 1 year would be a whopping $12,573.60. on the back of a $1,000, $500 each side entrance. Now, there are some funky additions to this. I say to people that will listen, anyone that will listen, when these pools start, they are not going to be immediately $10 million worth of total value locked, are they? It's not just going to go, not 10 million like that. There's going to be a time frame from when the hippo and lion pool starts, the block it starts. There's going to be a time frame where that grows as we keep adding our liquidity pool tokens. It might be over a day, a week, a month, 3 months. We don't know, as that liquidity pool grows and grows and grows in total value locked. But if the farm are providing these wonderful rewards, where are we? Let's come back. So if they're providing the rewards of 66,666 per day, they're doing that at the beginning. So when it is just 100,000 total value locked and 50,000 total value locked and 1 million total value locked, they are still providing this on a daily basis, suggesting to you the earlier you enter liquidity pools and yield farming, the greater reward. We're assuming that there's 10 million, right? There's 10 million in this liquidity pool. That's all of our math is based on 10 million. What happens if there's only 100,000? Yeah, 100,000 means that you are not getting 0.01% now, you are getting 1%. 1%. Now, 1% of this is 660 odd PAMP tokens, right? 666 PAMP tokens per day return, 1%. If you've got a 1% share of this pool, you're getting a 1% share of the rewards. If the token price is this $1 and you're getting 666, you're getting $666. $666 in that day, aren't you? Because 10% is 6,000, 100% is 66,000. So this is why, you are looking at getting $6, if it's 10 million. But if it's a lot less than that, as I said, it's only 100,000, you could be getting $600, which is a staggering amount based on the amount you've put into the pool. And it's based on the speed of entrance. The more people that know about it, the slower you are. Oh, I'll wait for 3 weeks. Why would you wait for 3 weeks if the rewards are going to be highest at the beginning? You need to be thinking about this significant, and it comes on to something I will touch on in another video, which is called yield chasing. I've done this myself to varying degrees of success. But when you go into these pools, you can be in these pools sometimes for 1, 2, or 3 days, and you can get your initial investment out. If you can pull your 1,000 out, the only investment you have running, the only risk you are running is house money, I call it. House money. It's not yours. You've taken yours out. You are now with the house. It's free. It's a free investment. Anything that kicks out to you in the future is totally and utterly free. So it's something that you want to really think about in terms of speed. When the liquidity pools start and the yield farming is attached, remember, it's not just about the liquidity pools. The liquidity pools are just the network fees. If there is an incentive provided by the platform that you are putting your liquidity pools in, such as, I represent LumenSwap. LumenSwap are rewarding the LP participants with 1.25 million tokens a month. Every month we've got those in the tokenomics for 10 years. Then the earlier you are to the party, the more that you can profit from this. Just think about that. And again, it's not you know, I have to clarify, it's not financial advice, but I'm saying to you from a strategic perspective, it does not pay to be the tortoise. It pays to be the hare in this instant. I want to flip over now to a compound interest calculator. 'Cause you might be saying to me, Ben, this is total nonsense. You're waffling. This can never be this kind of return. So let's put in here our $1,000. We've got an initial balance. And let's put in our interest rate. We said our interest rate was going to be 0.696% a day, didn't we? $6.96 per day, right? Because we had the 666 and then the 30 cents network fees. Now we're going to be putting this over 1 year so we can work it out. And if we've got this compound monthly, so we're just not doing any compounding at all, yeah? So no compounding, we've just got this interest, and we've got this interest on a daily basis. So we've got this interest on a daily basis over 1 year, and it's, let's change that, not monthly, yearly, right? So yearly. Now we'll calculate, and we'll see what it comes up with. Here we go, it's exactly what I said to you, 254%, yeah? 254% return, happy days, 1,000, nearly 0.7% a day, over 1 year, and no compounding. Let's just change this up a little bit. Let's compound monthly. Remember I talked about this one first of all, 900 and something percent we said, didn't we? The jump, the significance of what I'm talking to you about. Let's calculate it. There we go. 901%, yeah, if we do it on a monthly basis. And this compound calculator here, the calculatorsite.com, compound interest calculator is for anyone to use. You can work it all out, yeah, and do it yourself. The next one we're going to do is we're going to flip this one round to a daily. So every single day we're taking this return that we're getting of $6.96, we're putting it back in with our 1,000, and then we're letting that provide us with a reward. The next day we're doing the same. And of course, what you've got to remember, if you're looking at doing this with Stellar and Lumen Swap, we know it is like hundreds of thousands of one XLM, yeah, per operation. So every time you pull out your rewards, hundreds of thousands of an XLM, then you stake hundreds of thousands of an XLM. You try doing this on Ethereum. You try doing these operations on the expensive DeFi networks. They're going to be costing you $70, $100, $200 in gas. It doesn't make any sense, and it's not inclusive. On Stellar, it makes perfect sense. Let's have a look at what we get up to. There we go. You're going to get 11,000 interest earned. You're going to get 1,150%. Look at that. APY, guys. And it even puts here a nice little table where you can see where you start off, your starting balance, after 1 month, what you are going to be having in your pot. And you can see what's growing through the space of a year. What I will say is anything at all when we start looking at compounding, any kind of interest, always blows up and the last part of the time frame. We can see here we'd only after 6 months only got to 3,000. I say only, it's huge, right? But we'd got to 3,000. Then from the last 6 months we go from 3,000 to 12. We're adding, yeah, from here to here we are adding 9,000. And from here to here we are adding 2,000. So you can see it pays to stay in the game. It doesn't pay to come out of the game too early. Patience is rewarded. But of course, everything that I've spoken to you about in this video, right, has a high degree of risk. We've got many different areas of risk to consider. Token price fluctuations, reward price of the or the reward token price fluctuation, the liquidity we're putting in permanent loss, so many things. But what I'm trying to do is give you a balance. I'm trying to educate you so you can see what is possible. Imagine doing this kind of return based on $1,000. Now imagine taking this $11,000 and doing the same. Let's do it. Let's have some fun. Let's pretend that we take this is what's left over, 12,573. Yeah, so 12 573. That's our initial. We do it after we get our returns after 1 year. We put it straight back in to the same pool. The hippo, the lion, it's still running sweet. We're still getting our 0.69%. We're running it over a year and we're compounding daily. Let's calculate. What does this come up as? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look at this now. We start getting into the generational wealth category, don't we? Where we start thinking we can pay off mortgages and we can start giving our kids education and we can start doing all sorts of crazy things no matter where we are in the world. Do you see how compounding on top of compounding on top of compounding is going to bring you financial freedom? You know, and I mean, I love all this. I could talk to you guys about it all day. Makes me buzz. It fires me up. I'm not after just, you know, untold amounts of wealth. I'm after finding strategies that can create freedom for people. That's a game changer. Let's just put 1,000 in, right? So that's a reasonable amount. But let's say we come into the pool early. And let's say we can pull 3% on a daily basis. We can change this. We can pull 3% on a daily basis into this pool. And we can run for, we can run this for maybe weekly. Let's go weekly, right? So we're going to get this on a daily basis and then we compound weekly. And then let's just see what this calculates at. Right, so starting off with 1,000, look at the APY on this, and like future investment value, 20 million, right? 20,682,000 based on $1,000. If you can make a 3% flip on a day, on a daily basis, and you can stick in there for a year, and you're only compounding weekly, so there's only 52 compounds a year, you're coming out with 20 mil from $1,000. Yeah, $1,000. Now people will say, oh, you can't get 3%. I've seen 10%, 15% returns in yield farming. Of course it's ridiculously high risk, but look at the return. Yeah, look at the return. If we decided we wanted to do this on a daily basis, right, and we started compounding daily based on 1,000, we calculate that. Look at this. Obscene. Yeah, obscene. We're up to 48.4 million on $1,000 put in. Most of you guys' heads are blown at this point. If you're not aware of this, you're thinking Ben's talking absolutely through his arse. But I'm saying to you, this is absolutely possible. It's attracted me to DeFi because I knew it was the route for me to find financial freedom, and it provided it. And it provided it. Even if we bring this down to more modest levels of finding 1% a day in DeFi, if we can get 1% a day on our crypto assets, and we do that on a daily basis, and we put in 1,000 and we compound it, let's have a look what we can find. We can get from 1,000 to 37,000 in the space of just 1 year. Yeah, 36,000 in interest on just finding a 1%. This is what excites me, guys. This is why I'm here educating you, because this is my passion. Yeah, finding this information, sharing this information with other people. And most of you people, if you're Stella Maxis, if you're here, you're not even aware of what I'm talking to you about now. You're not even aware of how DeFi can completely transform your life. So I hope there's been value in this video. I hope you've taken something from it. As always, hit the like, hit the subscribe, share this video with other people if you're buzzing off it. Yeah, and get out there and start putting together a little strategy of what you're going to do. How quick are you going to get into the pools? What pools are you looking for? There's the crypto yield farming opportunities right across the space. Right across the space, you don't need to go very far to find any kind of opportunity. What I can tell you is LumenSwap is going to be one of the top yield farming opportunities for us on the Stellar network. There's no doubt about that, because it's going to be dual incentivized. You will be mad to ignore it. Yeah, you can have a look and see and wait a little bit of time, but you'll be mad to ignore it. Do the maths, do the calculations, and I promise you now, you will be mind blown with the potential. Take care, everyone. It's been an honor as always. I look forward to joining you in the next video.